Liam, can you give us your assessment of that result?
Where do you start? I think it's one of those. It was obviously disappointing to concede so late. I think yeah, the manner of the performance. I think we have to be realistic. To take the point and move on is not a bad thing. Coming here against such a well-established side who are in terrific form here, scoring lots of goals. I think we had to dig in and we showed a probably new different side to us today. I think that togetherness, that desire to defend the box, to put bodies on the line, to run is probably why we got a really good reception of such a fantastic away support.
Did you expect Coventry to have as much of the ball as they did?
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult. I think when you look at it there. They've been together 2 years. They're quite well established as a team in terms of relationships, connections, understanding. So, they're further along probably in their journey than us. They've, when you look at it, we've had 8 players away in international duty. So we've had to manage that, which again I think is slightly different. So there's a whole manner of things that go into the performance. So for me, when we're not at our best, what do we look like? And I thought today we showed a real resilience and toughness.
What kind of message do you give to our dressing room after a late disappointment like that?
I think the biggest bit we're chasing at the minute is the performances. I think that of course it's disappointing to concede so late, but the bit we're all quite clear on, we have to perform better than we did in certain areas. Certain areas are excellent, I thought, in terms of, like I said, defending the box, the behaviours of lads giving absolutely everything. You could see that, which, again, like I said about the fans, I think that's the bare minimum that we have to show, which I definitely think has been progress for the group. And I think when you look at it, I think there's aspects, transition. We have to work harder to take more care of the ball.
A couple of injury-related substitutions today as well. Can you give us an early update on Ben and Matthias?
Ben felt his hamstring, unfortunately. Don't know to what extent. We'll have to obviously assess and see in coming days. But that's always the challenge. He's away with the 21s. We get the information, but when you look at their training, the travel, all that goes into it. Came back Wednesday, so we had a couple of days with him. Same as when you look at Sarge. Sarge flies back Wednesday night, gets back in Thursday, and then manages to put in a wholehearted performance like he did today. And then Matthias unfortunately landed awkwardly and felt his knee. So we'll have to see how he is.
Staying on him, first goal for the club today. You must be very pleased for him.
Yeah, really pleased. He trained really well the last 2 weeks. I think naturally we spoke about players needing elements of time to settle, to adapt. I definitely think he's grown. I think when you look at the off season, he's away in international with the full squad, then the 21s. So he comes into it on a he's a big move for him. So I think in terms of settling, he's definitely progressed in that area. I think his performance levels have been much better. I think conditionally he looks a lot better. So delighted for him. And hopefully it's the first of many.